right, we're going to start with Coach and open it up.
Well, I thought what happened once we got going in transition, because we got stops, I thought we really shared the ball well, and I thought we shot the ball well in transition in some spurts and spread the floor, and I thought the guys did a great job of sharing the ball. Obviously 17 assists on 32 field goals, and but it all started on the defensive end again. And I think they shot 19% in the first half, and we were able to play a lot of bodies and run in transition because we got stops, and I thought that really set the tone for us.
Joe, how big was that run kind of midway through the first half when Dinero started getting going and shots started falling?
Well, it was great. Brandon came down, transition, surveyed it. He ran to the line. It was off a great pitch from Brandon, and Dinero found open space. And I thought for a while Dinero and got us going in the first half, and then once we got going in the second half, Zach really put the foot down on it.
After that huge win on Saturday, were you kind of anxious for this game to kind of see how your team would come out after such prosperity?
I think you get to see on Sunday. We practice on Sundays, and you're always anxious. You always want to see what we can do and do more. And these guys know we're probably a little edgier when we win than when we lose a game. I think that's human. We get edgier, and I think these guys have got to continue to practice. We're not always going to practice well, but I think if we give the effort, and I think you've seen a couple of the deals with Christian and then Rayshawn and Christian going out, and the amount of charges that guys took, I thought guys really sacrificed and did a nice job.
How big was it not to have a letdown after such a big win and to see? I mean, I know you guys started a little slow, but you took care of business.
Well, we didn't get off to a great start, but then we sort of grounded out a little bit, and I thought the guys, like I said, all started on the defensive end.
How difficult is it to, whenever you have NJIT and Lipscomb coming up next, how difficult is it to not look ahead to those teams ahead of look past a team like Upstate?
I don't think you look past any of them. You look at all these things that happen, and if you don't prepare the same way, you get beaten. And we don't have, it's not easy. And we try to explain this to the guys all the time. If anybody that thinks it's easy is not paying attention, not very smart.
Joe, it looks like it's getting there. How do you feel about things right now?
We're making progress. I mean, there's still some things we got to clean up. I mean, I thought we turned it over in spurts again. I mean, I know we had some of the guys, the walk-ons, and those guys at the end. It didn't look exactly pretty the last 4 minutes, but there was a couple spurts where we made the right rotation, but we didn't chip down and rebound it, or we didn't chip down and steal it. Those are things we're an inch away. Before we were a foot away. Now we're an inch away. We got to get that inch.
And the new guys are really catching on, I think. Ricky, I thought, had a nice,
he
first part of the game for sure. And Dinero, obviously, yet again, gave you a big lift. I believe second straight start for Dinero.
Well, and I think the other thing is with Trey being a little dinged up, I thought all those big guys, Ricky got us off to a good start, scored, I think, our first 6 points and had a couple plays. And then we were able to throw. I thought Michael gave us good energy and changed some shots and made some plays. And then, I thought Brady and Brian came in and gave us minutes. And it just, the cumulative effect of running and having different bodies, I think, helps us a lot, and obviously, we got pretty good depth on the perimeter.
Dinero, you look like you're getting awful comfortable out there.
Yes,
how are you feeling out there, and do you feel like, the other of you new guys is really starting to catch on, starting to kind of turn a corner with learning all this and being up for it?
Yeah. I think for the guys that's been here, constantly talking to us, getting in our ear about what needs to be done, and it starts with them, so.
Basket's looking kind of big for you lately.
It's a little bit.
Okay. Zach, how are you feeling about things at this point? Kind of the same question after Stetson, but, as Angelo asked, it's very important that you followed up, and I thought you followed up pretty nicely tonight.
Yeah, I think we played real well. Like Coach said, there was spurts where we was turning the ball over, a lot of unforced turnovers. I think we just got to continue to get better next team. We got NJIT on Saturday, so we want to make sure we're preparing for them and approach every game the same.
We have a final on Lipscomb, and
I don't know. Zach, on Saturday you talked about the Stetson game is kind of this team starting to get its swagger back. Do you feel like that's only continuing right now?
Yeah, I think every game, like every practice, everything that we do, you got to do it with a certain swagger, a certain way that we play, toughness. I felt like we made a lot of toughness plays tonight, diving on the floor and making sure we got a lot of loose balls. So that's the swagger that we need. Not so much pretty boy, but more toughness, and I think we definitely getting that.
What do you feel like is the difference between December and how you guys are playing right now?
Locking in, attention to detail, everybody doing their job, doing their part, playing for each other and sharing the ball.
And Joe, going in, Upstate was susceptible to the three. I think they're getting 43% from three. How important was it to have Dinero get going and hit threes?
I think Dinero's was a big one. I thought also that Zach, when he hit the one in when he pulled up in transition, sort of got us going. And we didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line, which was disappointing. But I do think with Dinero and Zach and Brandon and Christian Carlisle shooting the ball better this year, and obviously CT, you've got enough guys that you can stretch the floor a little bit. And Ray Sean's, getting a little bit better, and Michael can make a shot. So I think all those things help make the floor a little bit bigger so we can drive it.
Show NJIT. I'm not sure what they did tonight. I'll find out here in a minute. But they gave you guys trouble last year in both
That's a lot of
games.
trouble.
Pretty tough matchup.
Yeah, I mean, the big fella did not. I don't know if he played. He didn't play tonight. Lewis didn't play, but they've got run a little bit of the hybrid of the Prince and stuff. Tark is a terrific player. Gave some trouble. They've got some good freshmen, Crooks, and those guys that have done. The kid Gibbs is very efficient. If Lewis does play, he is a handful. I mean, he is a rebound, low post presence. Big kid Bendary has played really since he's been out, has played a lot better. So we got a quick turnaround and starts tomorrow.
They're a good rebounding team.
Very good rebounding team, and they're in top 20 in the country in steals too. So they average and lead the league in steals. So got to take care of the ball.
Lewis did not play. NJIT lost to Stetson 80-67.
Okay. And Zach, what are your memories of NJIT? They played you tough both games last year.
Yeah.
What's the big focuses against a team like NJIT on Saturday?
Obviously, I'm not, like Coach said, I'm not sure if Lewis is playing, but he's very good presence down there, big presence. They normally shoot the ball pretty well, so we got to make sure we're running people out the line and trying to contain them the best that we can.
And important to keep this thing rolling at home. You got one more at home before you head to Washington.
Yeah, definitely home court advantage right now, so we want to make sure we protect home court and go on the road with a W.
Dinero, when your shot's falling, how does it feel, especially just with what your role on the team means when your shot is falling?
The first thing I think about is helping my team win. The ultimate goal for us is to win, and it makes the job a lot easier for the other guys, so that they can won't help off me as much, so they can Zach, Brandon, CT, those guys can really attack the basket. So whenever my shot is falling, I feel like I'm helping the team in a positive way.
Do you feel that momentum shift when you see a three ball fall and just kind of get the crowd into it and realize that okay, this run is going?
Yeah, I would say that. Like we have great fans, so whenever any of us make a shot, we go ahead and we feed off that energy. Yeah.
Coach, you've mentioned a lot about rebounding. Has there been an emphasis for your guards to rebound? Brandon had 9.
We've been on Zach about this since he's been here. He should be a great rebounder. And the thing we talk with our guards about, if they rebound, we can play faster because now we don't have to outlet it. And Zach and those guys need to do a better job of rebounding. Brandon and CT and Christian Carlisle is a very good offensive rebounder, but hasn't statistically defensive rebound the ball. We got to get Dinero to rebound the ball. We can't just rely on the front line guys, but that's something that we've talked about, chipping down and going after the ball quite a bit.
And how much has the fans mean so far to you guys? I mean, Zach, and how much have they helped, just get off the road? Last year, you guys were on the road to start.
The fans, always great. Love playing here. Part of the reason why I came here. So they're definitely always great, and they help us a lot. If we're in a rut, just hearing their voices, hearing the crowd, it always helps.
Joe, North Florida just got Lipscomb. Your thoughts on the race at this very early stage?
Not a race yet. It's 2 games into the season. So we'll worry about, we always talk to our guys, control what we can control. We'll get, we've already obviously pre-watched a lot of NJIT stuff. We've done some things, and we can't start worrying about anybody else until we take care of ourselves. So we'll worry about us.
Is there anything else?
Good.
All right, thanks.